Oh,
So to quick wrap, jump back into it. We talked about a couple things that we didn't like. There was some really shitty acting. Well, I'm sorry, I should say that. There were some bad acting parts. There were some very bad choreographic fighting parts. I was not a big fan of the female variant of Loki. And we all loved Owen Wilson so far. I mean, because it's kind of hard to not love Owen Wilson. So, what did you think about the little digital clock character? I liked the little digital clock character. I liked her. She was very like sassy at parts, and I liked it. It was
I
nice.
honestly, the moment she showed up, I was like, I feel like she's a reference that I don't get, and I was wondering if you guys did.
I'm glad you brought to the reference part. I'm glad you brought to. First off, we'll answer your question. No, I do not know the reference of her. Maybe she was in the
Oh, I
comics.
thought she was Miss Minutes. Like I thought I looked this up, and there's this.
Oh, maybe.
I don't think it's a comic character, like, or anything.
Yeah,
Like-
I thought she was a specific.
I think it's just reading on a trope or whatever of the little funny cartoon. It's like she's all reminds me of like the Vault Boy from the Fallout games.
Yes, that's where I had the feeling from. Yes.
No.
Oh, that whole place looked like that.
She matches the aesthetic of the whole
Old school.
thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, who else saw the fucking Thanocopter? That was so badass. I saw it. I was like, no fucking way they threw that in there. I remember doing the DFU and I was like, Kelsey, this is probably one of the stupidest vehicles you're ever going to see in your life.
Yeah.
Imagine big fucking ass Thanos in a small ass yellow helicopter that just says Thanos on the side.
There were some really great
Yes.
little things in this of someone involved. I think the writer very much really cared about the stuff they're doing because there's also a little cameo from Throg.
Yes!
Thor that is
Yes!
Throg.
Yes, yep, in the jar. Yeah, I had to actually go back and pause it because I thought it was just little Thor. And I was confused because they're like, this is his domain, this is where he reigns. He's like, well, what'd you do? I killed Thor. And I was like, did he kill Thor? He just fucking hit him and forgot where he was at. Like, that was Thor, right? Because I saw the helmet and the fucking armor and shit. And I was like, what the hell? And I go back, and whenever I paused it right in the middle of a leap. And I was like, oh, shit. That's Frog Thor. Okay, let's go. And he's trying to get to Mjolnir. That was so good. That was so fucking good. I was super happy with that. Because I love the cameo of old school Loki in his original outfit. I love that.
It was amazing.
Oh, that was
so
so
great.
good.
Was that the old guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
figured it was.
And I also
That
like
costume
the... Go ahead.
Absurd.
Yes,
That costume
absolutely.
looks- in real life, that costume looks fucking absurd, and I
Yes.
loved it.
Yep, absolutely. That's like, and that's, it sucks to say that, but that's like the way where it's like, I think I saw a post the other day where it talked about like original comic book outfits versus like what we saw in the MCU. And I think like the only person who's actually had the original comic book outfit was Captain America. And it was like in that first movie, because obviously it was like a low budget thing. And then they fucking gave him like the badass bulletproof fucking Captain America outfit we have today. Yeah. And it just makes me think like, it would look so bad on the screens today, but goddamn would I give anything to see Hugh Jackman don the old school fucking yellow, light blue, and black Wolverine suit. Yes, dude. The fucking mutton chops and shit. Ah! I would love it. It would be so good. Give me Beastie Wolverine. Ah! Oh, it's so bad. Oh
But
my
yes,
god.
absolutely, they need to do that at some point.
Yes. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Crocodile Loki. That was funny. Or Alligator Loki.
Alligator Loki.
He was fucking hilarious.
Loki Gator. Did you guys see? I'm not sure if either of you guys noticed, but the apparently on set after they'd introduced and were like, "There's going to be an alligator" and all that kind of good stuff. They had a cake made that was a big old alligator cake for all the Lokis specifically, the actors that were playing Lokis,
That's
and
great.
like Tom
Really?
Hiddleston took a picture with the cake, and it was really
That's
cute.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it made me happy.
There's so many Lokis. I love how like they instantly went to show you how dysfunctional Loki is as a person with all the different people. So it's like, yeah, and I'm gonna be king. Well, about that, I'm gonna be king. Well, about that, it was just like, oh my god, you're in a room full of fucking tricksters. Everybody has a fucking hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Everybody. I was like, oh my god.
Well,
That
it made
was
it so
fucking
incredibly
hilarious.
clear why they cannot create a society themselves. Like, they never will,
Oh, for
ever.
sure.
They could
Absolutely.
not create a functional society.
Absolutely. I will say my favorite Owen Wilson part was definitely whenever he picked her up in the car. And he's sitting there, he's like, yeah, this is dangerous, we gotta get out of here. And he's like, also, by the way, you should be worried about jumping into strange man's vehicles. I was like, no fucking way. Oh my god, that was so good. Right around that fucking pizza slice that's just swinging back and forth like crazy. This shit was killing me. Oh, man.
Yeah,
So the big thing that we should get to is obviously what the end is setting up and what that means. So I was getting severely pissed off at first. I 100% thought they were setting him up to be a Watcher. I was like, the Watchers don't interfere. What is all this bullshit going on? Then he started talking about his doubles and how, like, the fall of society. And I was like, I guarantee you, this is fucking Kang. Like, they're setting him up to be Kang the Conqueror, 100%. And then you see Loki see that statue at the end. I was like, oh, it's fucking Kang the Conqueror, 100%. So then I looked it up, and they're like, yeah, they're set up Kang the Conqueror. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
You don't keep up with casting news like I do. So,
no, I do not.
So, Jonathan Majors had been cast as to be Kang in the next Ant-Man movie.
Oh, really?
Ago. So when he showed up, I was like, oh shit, that's him.
There we go.
Kang is happening.
Okay. Yeah. I try to be surprised sometimes. I don't know why. It normally pisses me off in these Marvel movies. I don't know why I do that to myself. Kelsey can tell you. You weren't here for it. Kelsey can tell you. I found a leaked script from Deadpool 1 months before the movie was released.
Oh, yeah.
I agonized over reading that fucking thing forever. And then I finally just deleted it off my computer. And it was just, I can't. If I keep it here, I'm going to fucking read it. Like, I try to stay as in the dark as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to read like a whole synopsis before it happens, but I do like seeing like, oh shit, they're bringing this guy back or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and there's some good stuff happening in the future. I think there's some good characters they're bringing in.
Right now, a point that I do want to make for people who did like Sylvie, like I said, was not a big winner for me. A reason why I hate situations like this is because I've looked down Marvel's timeline. I'm already. As much as it sucks to say this, I'm completely uninterested in What If now. Now that I've seen what their plan is for it and the few trailers they sent out, I have zero interest in What If, which really sucks. They have a lot of very good comics to go off of, and it seems like everything they're trying to do is just rewrite things that don't matter that's already in the MCU. I don't get that. I'm not for that. I mean, if we would have got a fucking, like, issue number 1, what would have happened if Spider-Man became a villain? That would have been fucking phenomenal. I would have been super fucking happy with that. But that's not the route we're going. Is what it is. I'll move the fuck on. But that aside, we have a lot of stuff coming up. Mainly a show of a character who has not been in the MCU before. And when we can see how they want to take somebody who's supposed to be such a huge impact to the show and completely fuck it up the way I felt they fucked up Sylvie, it makes me really fucking worried for people like Moon Knight, for instance, who's going to get his own fucking show and not get the credit that character is supposed to get. That's why I get upset about this stuff.
I mean, Moon Knight, he will be the star of that thing. Like,
but at the end of the show, man, I'd say those last 4 episodes, last 3 episodes, I'd say she was about as fucking in the shots as Loki was. I mean, they were fucking holding hands through the majority of that shit.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's less to know about her. I think they told you what you needed to know. They picked her up as a child because she was a girl, and then she had to run for.
Yeah, but we could have seen like her having a hard life, like her running, like the shit she had to go through. Like there was whenever she had the conversation with Kang. There was so much shit where she was just like, you don't know what I've been through. I don't know either. I don't know either. Tell me. I want to know. I want to feel impacted.
She had to spend all her life living at the ends of worlds. They wouldn't find her. Basically, she just went from apocalypse to apocalypse, hiding.
Show it to me, man. 10 minutes.
They showed you some of it, and then they're like, hey, you should get it now.
No.
This is what's happening.
Give me the highlights. No, JoJo. No. Give me the highlight reel of her being alone. I want her in scenes of just in the middle of fucking nothing. Just white. Nothing. She's just walking around. Just like, this is the end of fucking time.
And making friends with other young girls her age and then knowing like she can't bring them with her. And so she jumps out of the apocalypse and they die. And she just has to know that forever that they die. And she does that 5 or 6 times. And like, it sucks.
See, Kelsey needs to be writing the show. That would have been a shit ton more impactful for me. I would have been like, dude, she's had to literally lose every fucking person that ever meant anything to her. And now here she is, where she can stop who she feels is 100% responsible for this. That right there would have made that so much more impactful for me. 100%. Instead, it was all like, she got taken as a kid. Meh.
I mean, that's
sweet.
Man, that's pretty bad.
I agree. I was talking about the way they treated it.
What you saw, she was taken away from everyone she knew in Asgard. Like that's.
But that wasn't even dramatic. That wasn't even dramatic. They could have showed like her parents in the background, be like, "No!" and running after him or something, anything. That wasn't even dramatic. It was like she's playing with the toys. You have broken a violation. Bam, reset it, gone. That was like a minute. That whole scene was like a fucking minute.
Her whole family has been wiped out of time. They don't even exist anymore.
Show it to me, JoJo. Show your work. We learned this in school. Show your work. Where's the work? I got the answers. I need the fucking work, JoJo.
Fed to you. A millennial. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's put it on the consumer versus the lazy director. I agree.
I made the connection to the character. Like, I mean, I felt emotional attachment to the character in a way you didn't. That's okay. It's interesting. So
more empathetic than you. Sorry,
the interesting thing also about her is that she's basically Enchantress from the comics.
Yeah,
just gave her her powers and made her look like Enchantress.
That was another big issue I had. I don't know if you guys had an issue with that. Was the whole enchanting scene at the end where he's like, I don't know how to do it. She's like, yeah, you do. You're me. It's like, that's not how magic works. Like, you have to fucking practice at it. Like, that's not how magic
works now.
Oh, my bad, JoJo, you're right.
Somehow. I don't know.
But yeah, he's just gonna be able to enchant something right out the bat, something that is fucking gigantic and needs fucking 2 enchanters to be able to do it. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of fucking sense. I was like, the only way this makes sense is if they need to hit like a specific number, like 100%, and she's gonna do 99.5, and she just needs Loki to phone in that other 0.5%. That's the only time where that makes sense to me. I was like, oh my god, yeah, of course you can. You're me. You know how to do it. Fucking do it. I was just like, okay, this is happening. Oh well, I would have rather have seen her just do it herself, like a big badass moment where Loki fucking thinks she's gonna die and the thing just swallows her up, and then all of a sudden like everything just turns green and disappears, and she fucking got it off. I would be like, oh, that was fucking cool.
All right, I was too distracted by what old Loki was doing to care about them enchanting.
Dude, he was balling out.
Amazing.
He was balling out.
He was. I was impressed by that.
That was a very cool comic throwback where he said, you underestimate the power of magic versus these shiny blades that you hold so high. That was a really good callback to old school Loki being basically nothing but magic back then. So
it definitely felt like you're trying to make Loki imply more of him as the character he's supposed to be in the comics, like power wise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of a total jabroni. All the movies, like he
running around 2 daggers everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's fair. So yeah, so Kang the Conqueror set up. You said it's going to be an Ant-Man setup. Really? Well, I think I'd like that a lot more if it was going to be like Hank Pym Ant-Man, because in my opinion that would make more sense. Like Scott doesn't really have like the appropriate intelligence to go up against Kang the fucking Conqueror. I mean, the dude stole the Ant-Man suit.
Necessarily be a situation where they beat Kang the Conqueror. You know, he's just for sure in it. But
that would be nuts, dude. If they did, like, Kang was a big deal. I mean, I wouldn't put him on the same level as Thanos, but he's a big fucking deal. Like, he's Ronin level. I don't think that, like, fucking Ant-Man should be able to just walk in there, whip Kang's ass, and be like, all right, deuces, I'm done.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
I think we are going to see him in various forms a bunch of times. Like, the Ant-Man movie is not where that ends. For sure.
That's fair.
Also, I guess Kang is really tied to the Young Avengers origins. Yeah. One of the Iron Lad is Kang, sort of. Mm-hmm. And Scott's daughter would theoretically be a Young Avenger if that happens, so maybe that's where it all ties in.
That's how they're going to do it. Basically, it's like, all right, cool, now we're going to move to the next set of movies, and it's going to start off with, like, Kang destroying the universe that we know already. Yeah. And now we've got this other alternative timeline where the Young Avengers exist. So, which that would be a total slap in the face to like Anthony Mackie's fucking Falcon character, how he's gonna be the new Captain America.
Yeah.
That would be a total slap in his fucking face. That'd suck. I like Anthony Mackie. He's a good guy. I don't know. Overall, if I had to rate it, since we're getting to the end here, oh my god, it's not better than WandaVision, but it's not worse than Falcon. Like, the really thing that drove me with Falcon in that was the fucking fight scenes. Like, I like the atmosphere of this movie. Like, the old school atmosphere. Like, I love the Fallout game, so when you said that, that, like, resonated with me hardcore, because that's where I was at as well. I love the atmosphere, and I even was happier. As much as I love that atmosphere, I was happier when they left, because I like the whole, like, world in ruin. Here's all these different Lokis and shit. Like, it made me feel like they kind of tried to repeat, like, the whole, like, Thor, I can't think of the name of the movie, the one where he's
Ragnarok?
fucking, was it Ragnarok where he's on the planet? Yeah, it's Ragnarok, yeah. It made me feel like the whole Junker planet type deal. Like, they were trying to recreate that a little bit, but obviously not completely doing it. But, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, so if I had to put it, it would probably be tied with Captain Falcon, and it would definitely be below WandaVision. WandaVision started out really slow. I feel like this one started out slow too, but I had a weird problem figuring out where it actually picked up for me. To where WandaVision, it was very, very apparent. Like, once she was like, it's Wanda doing all of it, you were like, oh, fucking, I'm fucking in now. What the fuck is happening? Like, that was it for me. Like, that show immediately was like, holy shit, got hype. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of worried for season 2. I'll put it that way. I'm definitely worried for season 2. So if I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably put it 6.5, generous. 5.5 to 6.5 range. So I'll take a solid 6 either. That's fine. Meet in the middle. Yeah, that's where I'd put that. Because I gave Captain Falcon a 7 for sure. So, around there. WandaVision was like an 8. So, yeah. But yeah, that's all. My goods and bads, that's really all I had, unfortunately. I mean, like I said, I just feel like with somebody as big as Loki, they missed their mark. Like, a lot of people like this Loki. A lot of people love the actor that plays him. He's done a very good job in the movies. I feel to take that actor from the movie and not hit the mark, you had to, like, really try to not hit the mark. Like, I mean, that dude could technically carry the show. Like, that's how I feel about him as an actor.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, Owen Wilson, like, definitely showed up to play some roadie, like, on that as well.
Yeah.
But no, like, Tom Hiddleston carried the show.
I like the reference you used, by the way. I'll take it. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or even if I got it correctly, but I'm just gonna take it.
No, I don't. I meant like roadie for a band, not that roadie. But I knew that it kind of worked for both. So I was like,
it did, and that's I was like, oh wow, fucking solid reference.
Look at me showing up with my references. No.
Oh man. But yeah, okay, well, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Kelsey, you have any like closing thoughts you need to get over first before you get into your rating, or are you ready for your rating? Let's get into Kelsey's section of the show.
So my section of the show, this started one of the dumbest arguments I've ever had with my spouse about who first came up with the theory of a multiverse and who first put it out, and then who first basically my husband came to me. He's like, I'm pretty sure comics did multiverse before literally anybody else did, in media specifically. Because
I was about to say, but that's a big fucking assumption.
That's what I said. I was like, that's a big fucking assumption. I was like, Greek philosophers came up with multiverses, and he's like, in media, woman. Like, again, he is not.
I love how you do that. Every time you have Scott yell at you, in your version of the story, it says woman, and you immediately have to retract it every single time. It's fucking hilarious.
That's how I talk to me, and that's how I talk to like a couple other people in my life, but that's sure as shit not how my husband talks to me, and so I have to make sure that I do not badly represent him on the internet, where somebody's like, he's so sexist, he calls his wife woman. Like, no, he's not sexist. I call me woman, thank you.
Elsie is sexist.
Dude, the bitch fit that I had right before this makes your comment really funny.
Yes, it does. Oh, fuck.
God.
All right.
Anyways, don't think I am. Next.
No.
So yeah, actually, this turns out Scott was pretty much right that the first depictions of a multiverse, a real multiverse, actually came from, I think, comics specifically, but it may have been Marvel if I'm remembering correctly. There was a little bit of one where Star Trek dabbled with it in the 90s, but they had a mirror universe, not actually a true multiverse where there's many
Right.
different branches. And so ultimately, I feel like this show did a lot to allow them, kind of the same way that the new Star Trek movies, the three new Star Trek movies, at
Yep.
the end of it, they were like, you've created a whole new timeline, so who knows what's going to happen now? Like,
Right.
they did the same thing. They pulled the same gimmick. Like, we've created a new timeline, so we can grab anything we want and we can change it and nobody can bitch. And I think it's intelligent for them to work that into the story in a way that is meaningful and real. I appreciated some of the moments that we got with Loki where we actually saw a huge change, where he was like, wait, Infinity Stones have no power here. This
Yeah,
is
that was
the
good.
real power is this the most powerful thing in the universe? And you saw him like ready to fucking fall in line. Like, if this is
Yeah.
real power, like, I'm here for it. How do I own this? I will play the dutiful little soldier until I can run this damn place. And like, I appreciated that he was in character for that. There were moments where they were trying to create this. It was a love story, but it was almost platonic. Like, you didn't get necessarily the vibe that he wanted to sleep with Sylvie, but like there was a connection there that defied his understanding, because he doesn't normally connect with people like he connected
Right.
with her.
It was
And
a very will they won't they situation for me.
it was, but it was more complicated than that. Like, it definitely felt like the sex is secondary to the emotional thing that's going on within Loki right
Right.
now, which I appreciated, because you don't
Yeah.
get to see that so clearly on the screen all the time. And so I appreciated that they did that. There was character development in him for that. There was almost no character development for her, and I really didn't like that. I agree with you. We got a lot of tell and not show with her backstory, and then we didn't get character development at the end. Like, we had an opportunity where, Loki throws himself in front of her blade and says, like, stop, listen to me, like, take a beat, take a minute and think. And she just ignored him and moved on. Um,
We're
so
too dumb, Kelsey. We did.
Well, no, I mean,
we
no,
needed spoon
she did
fed.
not like
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
progress in that way. No, like, she was very committed to doing the things she was going to do,
that's
Yeah.
true.
and that she did not deviate from that by the end. Like, she was like, in that last conversation, there's a lot of stuff where it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, Loki is making sense. He's right here, and Sylvie is being unreasonable. Because yeah, you might blow up time, but like, she's been so set on doing this one thing for whatever her
Yeah.
entire life is that just
Yeah.
stop her.
Absolutely. So I land on, I'm looking forward to seeing a season 2. I'm comfy seeing a season 2. I very much believe that Tom Hiddleston carried this. Owen Wilson showed up and helped, but
Oh,
Tom
no.
Hiddleston carried this, and he like showed the hell up to do this. Like, I don't feel like he phoned this in. Like, he showed up, and I am very grateful that he did. And I I feel like they're setting up bigger pieces, but they needed to break the mold a little bit, and this is how they broke that mold. So I would ultimately say 7 to 7.5 in my reckoning of this particular show. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I would definitely rewatch it, and I would definitely watch the next one. JoJo, your turn.
Yeah, I think this ends up being my favorite of the three of them. I mean, look, WandaVision had like, I really loved the WandaVision to start with all the sitcom stuff I really liked, and when you get into Agatha and stuff, yeah, but then ended kind of questionably. I felt it just got real, like, here we're shooting magic at each other. Now it's a Marvel thing. Also, here's this fucking government guy who's going to be just an asshole for no reason, and it's like,
Yeah, that's fair.
they both. So this show and this show, WandaVision and Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier had like
Captain Falcon did.
had villain issues. I think like the Flag Smashers, not that great. But when they end up here, where it's like there's not even really a villain, kinda. Like, I mean, there's Kang at the end, or whatever he's calling himself there, but he's not
He's
bad,
not evil.
and they just kind of have this talk, and he's the
Yeah.
old Kang theoretically, essentially.
That's going to be a shell shock, by the way.
There's so many variations of Kang in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was like closest, I guess, at least outfit-wise, to Immortus, which is another like identity he has.
Mm-hmm.
What? Our point is, I feel like this ended well. It didn't let me down at the end. Like Captain Falcon Winter Soldier, like again, like what the fuck were Flag Smashers doing? And then like here's Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff with Sharon got weird.
All of that felt weird. Yeah.
And this like scratched my lost itch for like, oh, there's like this big mystery thing. It's like, what is the TVA? And then, oh shit, what is happening? And then, oh, obviously it's not really timekeepers, but what's behind that? And just every week it's like, oh shit, what is happening?
Yeah.
From the moment Mobius gets time stabbed, like
pruned.
that just goes off. Yeah, pruned. That's it. Like that episode blew my mind like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, they killed Loki at the end.
Yeah.
I thought they were just like doing it. I thought, oh, now it's Loki because it's just Sylvie's show now or something. Mm-hmm. And then it was fine, but still it was good. Yeah, so like I don't know. I don't know what I said about I really loved it. I had a great time.
Fair enough.
And it's interesting what it might set up for the future of this stuff, right? Because it blows up everything. Anything can happen now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think I kind of ruined it for myself, honestly. I think watching it as it comes out is a way better viewing experience than binging.
It was very exciting.
Because I feel like I was a lot more hyped as the episodes went on for Falcon Winter Soldier than I was for WandaVision and Loki, and I both binged both those shows all in one day. Yeah. So
next time, watch them as they're coming out, or force yourself to like give it space in between each one. I feel like that would help.
Yeah, I think
that post-credit stinger of like Loki waking up and seeing Crocodile Loki and Old Loki and Kid Loki and Old Loki or whatever. And then just here's a week. Deal with that. That was great.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not leaving myself like the suspense at the cliffhangers. So, because I'm going right into the next episode. That makes sense. But yeah, I think it's going to be a shell shock when people actually see like Kang, like actual Kang. Like, if I had to describe his personality, I would say the seriousness of Thanos mixed with like the I've gotta be aggressive as like Ronan. Like that would be like the way I would describe Kang. Like what we saw at the end of this movie, as he said, is like a different personality of Kang completely. Like that is not Kang in the comics. Kang is an asshole. Like he is a jackass in the comics. Like, and he rules with an iron fucking fist. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So we're like Thanos, and maybe it's just Josh Brolin's way of bringing Thanos to life. But like there was like you could even find comical things like that Thanos would talk about and shit like that. But that's not Kang. Like Kang is like straight to the point. Like we're gonna go here. We're gonna do this. You're gonna do it, or you're gonna die. Your choice. Like that's all there is to it. Yeah, I'm excited for Kang. He's a badass. Yeah. But sooner or later, we're gonna have to get off this whole conquering situation with the one because Kang's not purple, is he? Or was Kang purple? I feel like he was purple in the comics at one point. Yeah, right?
I mean, part of his outfit. I think his face is more like blue, but then his head.
Yeah, his face is blue. That's what it is. So we got to get away from like the bluish tint dictator guys at some point and come up with something else here, Marvel.
Yeah, that's weird. Both of them are like that.
Oh shit! Even Ronan, dude. Ronan was fucking blue too. Yeah. Fucking A. It's crazy. Anyways, we're gonna go.
Doctor Doom. He's
there you go. Yeah. Fine. Yeah, let's bring that fucking back into the fray because it's not like Fantastic as fucking ever shit the bed. So
they never had someone competent try to do it. That's the thing. Like they can now that it's within the purview of the MCU. I'm sure they'll nail it. They'll do great. Maybe.
Super fast on that note, I'm not sure if you guys ever saw it, but Anthony Mackie did an interview where at one point he brought up, he's like, we need more blue girls like in this movie, and they were like his Sebastian Stan was just like, what are you talking about? He's like, have you ever seen a blue girl that wasn't hot? And the guy's like, all of the famous blue girls have all been played by Zoe Saldana. You just find her hot. And he's like, you're right.
That's funny.
To see.
That's funny. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like, subscribe, also share. That's the best way to support us, to share that content around. We talk about pretty much almost anything and everything. And as always, you could throw some suggestions down there, too. If there's something that you think that we should look into that you're like, you know what, I think Kelsey would love this. If we can find time on the docket, we might do it. No promises made. But, hey, you never know until you try, right? So, comment is basically what I'm getting at. Comment. But other than that, we got some Twitch links. We got some Twitter links going on as well. If you get a chance, drop by, whether it's JJ's Twitter or his Twitch. Show him some love. He just had his 21st birthday. He had a good time, but it would mean a lot to him for his dead funny family to come by and show some support and some love. So if you get a chance to do that, also do that as well. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time.